Well, hello again. I'm Pastor Scott Nellis, and this Sunday we're going to begin doing something a bit new and different. That seems to be kind of the trend in 2020, is to adapt and to remain flexible. And so we're going to be doing something that we'll call online Holy Communion. And this is new to both Pastor Bonnie and myself, but we also realize that many of you have been unable to commune for about 6.5 months now, and that it's important to be fed and nourished with the sacrament of Holy Communion. And so we want to find a safe, tangible, and meaningful way to offer this sacrament to you, even in your own home, even when we can't always gather together. While we know theologically that some people believe that this Holy Sacrament ought to be taken only within the community of worshiping believers, we also know that this is a sacrament intended to be partaken at all times and in all places, as the Lutheran liturgy has indicated. And so we want to offer to you, if you wish, a way to partake of this sacrament at home with Pastor Bonnie or myself, blessing the elements to you online, and then you in your own home partaking of Holy Communion. As is typical, we'll have Holy Communion toward the end of the worship service, and at that time myself and Bonnie will say the words of institution, and we'll then invite you to partake of the bread or wafer and then the grape juice or wine that you have at home. We'll leave a little pause within those words to allow you to partake of it. But again, inviting you to set it all up in advance so that you don't feel the need to rush to go to the kitchen and get the elements at the time of Holy Communion on the live stream. In order to help you prepare for this new way of taking the sacrament, I'll take a moment and kind of let you know what items that you would need to gather, what items that you might have at home or that you would need to buy. For the sacrament of Holy Communion, we don't want to be too particular, but we want to keep the sacrament holy and intentional. And so we'll invite you to look for or to buy either bread or like a loaf of pita bread, flat bread, a wafer, something like that, as opposed to maybe a cracker. So some type of bread, and then either wine or grape juice as you prefer. I also want to lift up that we invite you, if you want to partake in Holy Communion in your own home, we'll invite you to come by All Saints any day of the week and pick up your own little individual home communion kit that you can use at home. We're happy to give out about a month's worth at a time, and that would be an option too. So as you prepare to take Holy Communion at home, we found it helpful to possibly set up an area of your house that could be somewhat of a home altar. Now, this doesn't have to be done in any specific way. We'll put up a few photos of what others have come up with, but a meaningful holy space that you can use to set up Holy Communion. And you can use anything from a normal plate to maybe a special ceramic or wooden plate. You don't even have to use a chalice. Any cup would do. But if you have a meaningful chalice, if you have a meaningful cup, if you have anything that speaks to you in a spiritual way, that would be ideal. You might want to consider adding a candle. You could put a cross or a photo of something meaningful to you in this space. Whatever helps make it meaningful and intentional for you. And so we are delighted to be able to share this Holy Sacrament with you in a new way that allows us to faithfully participate and share in the new life and forgiveness offered to us by our Lord.